Recording and transcription, right?
Yeah. So showing. Started by
Yeah.
Matthew
Yes,
Thomas Gill and
just a minute.
attended
Yeah.
meetings. Yes. We can start now, sir.
Yes, we can start.
Sayana ma'am, switch on your you start now.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this fourth day of the workshop on R and PLS. On behalf of our chairman, Dr. S.N.V.L. Narasimharaju Garu, our principal director, Dr. Anita ma'am, HOD, staff, students of the Department of Management Studies and Department of Computer Applications, I take this opportunity in welcoming today's resource person, Dr. Matthew Thomas Gill, who is working as a professor at Department of Commerce, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Mahe, Manipal, Karnataka. He has expertise in marketing strategies and consumer behavior analysis, multivariate data analytics. He is skilled in analyzing complex data sets using advanced statistical methods, mediation and moderation analysis, proficient in exploring indirect effects and conditional processes within data, PLS, experienced in using partial least square methods for modeling complex variable relationships, use of various statistical software. Is proficient in GEMOV, JAS, and SPSS for statistical analysis and data visualization, and bibliometric analysis. He is an expert in using bibliometric techniques to assess research impact and trends. He has published many research papers in various national and international Scopus indexed UGC and ABDC journals. Sir, on behalf of the department, the college, and our management, I welcome you, sir. Hello.
I think
I hand over this pedestal to sir. Sir, you can take over the forum, sir. Some technical glitch, I think. We'll just wait for sir to join back. Matthew, sir?
Yes, it's stuck, ma'am.
We'll just wait for him to rejoin. So Matthew sir is going to take today and tomorrow's session on smart PLS.
Matthew sir, can
Smart
you hear me?
PLS is a software. Matthew sir?
Now,
Matthew. Hi, sir. Can you hear me?
No, there is some technical problem, sir. Matthew sir? Yeah.
Yeah, he said 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Ma'am, your voice is not. Ma'am, your voice is not coming.
Yeah. Now, just to give a small briefing of Smart PLS. It is a software with graphical user interface for building a structural equation model, which we normally call as SEM model. We use this in partial least square method for path modeling method to find out our
Sir, can you hear me?
estimate models with the data and see how the interconnection is there. Matthew, sir?
I am there. I'm just trying to connect it through my computer. Just give me some time.
Yeah, yeah. Your voice is audible, sir. Audible, no issues. Sagana ma'am, if possible, you can take one snapshot of all the participant photos along with the photos.
Yeah, I request all the participants to please put your video on so that we could take a photo by the time our resource person
Yeah.
sets up.
Kadravan sir, can you see me now? Is that
Yeah,
fine?
yes, sir. Very well, very well.
Participants,
I
can you
request
please?
participants not to touch any settings or something which can prompt me out, because I have given you all access. So it's easy for somebody to click on a button where somebody can get exited. So please do not touch on any settings. Yeah. If
So
if you have the
participants,
access.
Participants, kindly switch on your video so that we can able to take one snapshot. That will help us for returning the record purpose. Thank you all. Sana ma'am, take care.
yeah, we were just having a brief introduction of our today's resource person. Matthew, sir, can we start with the session?
Yeah, we can start. We can start.
All you
Yes,
can
sir.
switch off your videos, please.
Yeah, all of you can switch off your videos. And Matthew, sir, I hand over this pedestal session to you. So kindly continue, sir.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And I request all the participants to please do not touch any options that are seen on your screen, because recording is being done by Matthew, sir, and options are kept open for you people. Otherwise, we may have some technical glitch.
Go to class.
Yeah, I'll start the session. Just a minute. I'm just picking the PPT now. So first of all, thank you one and all for patiently waiting for the session. I hope all of you had a lovely time with the previous sessions which was conducted. Uh, on behalf of Manipal, I thank Dr. Kadiravan, the director of Oxford Engineering College, the principal, and all the top officials for giving me an opportunity uh, to be a resource person. I think this is not the first time which I am coming back with Oxford Engineering College. Thanks to Dr. Kadiravan, who has been motivator in terms of asking me to present a couple of research related workshops or seminars with the students and the colleagues. thank you once again for giving this opportunities. Now this time, this is something much bigger in picture in terms of learning. So I request everybody to listen carefully. I am recording because we have a provision of recording here. And once this is done, I would try to download it and then send it to the organizer so that they can send it to you in terms of a Google Drive or something. However said and done. So with this small note, I would start the session. I hope you can see my screen. Screen.
Yes, sir. We can.
Okay.
Can you change it to presentation mode?
Yeah, I'll do that. 1 minute. So Smart PLS workshop. So today's first day, mostly we would start with the introduction of Smart PLS and basic concepts. I do not know how many of you have already gone through a Smart PLS or have tried to work or have already done something in Smart PLS. I'm not very sure. Whatever is said and done, when you talk about this particular software, it is easy. Firstly, I would like to positively start. It is easy. Any complex kind of models can be handled by this software, and it's very predictable also when you compare with other softwares, right? So our objectives are this. Let's start with basic definition. Right. So what is the definition? Now, SEM is a statistical technique that combines several factors for certain analysis and through multiple regression. Now, it allows in terms of examining certain complex relationships between observed measures and latent observed measures. Right. Now we'll come back to all these latent observed measures and unobserved variables, etc. Okay. Now, what about the importance? Now, SEM, structural equation modeling, is crucial for testing any theoretical models in various fields like psychology, sociology, marketing, specifically to all these areas wherever you are using constructs or you are using observed measures or relationships. You can use SEM as a tool for analysis. Now, with this help, you are able to understand any direct relationship and any indirect relationship which leads the X and Y relationship and which provides more comprehensive way of analysis. So this SEM, it becomes very crucial in order to test. We have various theories which is put up in marketing, in psychology, etc. The famous theory which most of the researchers have been using. There are a umpty number of theories now in which you have theory of planned behavior. Now, when somebody is utilizing that theory, it becomes very crucial in terms of knowing why that theory is studied. Because what happens is, without a theoretical notion, to get into any structured observations or in terms of measuring one variable to another variable is challenging, and people who evaluate your work will question. So it is very important to understand that whatever is said and done, your structural component or your conceptual model should be framed based on a theoretical conception. where you are testing your model based on the basis of a theory and trying to test on a particular sample or on a particular region or on a particular demographic to test what it is about, what the analysis talks about, and through your analysis, what you're trying to infer. Right. So coming to the next part, that is types of SEM, right? So there are covariance based SEM methodology and variance based, that is PLS. Now covariance based is pure your structured way of approach. So this approach completely focuses on the covariance matrix of the data. It requires large sample size. Remember, whenever you are using CB based SEM, you need large sample size to assume whether the data is normally distributed. Here, the data has to be normally distributed. If it is not normally distributed, your answers or predicted analysis approach will not function here. So CB-SEM is suitable for your confirmatory research, where your goal is to test well-established theories. So based on an established theory, you're trying to put across. It is something like you have, you already know. In a layman's term, you're planning to make a dish. Now, for making a particular dish, you know what are the ingredients required, already set and done. If these one of the ingredients is missing, then the taste of that particular dish is not palatable, or people will not like it. That is in terms of covariance based SEM. Next is variance based SEM, that is PLS SEM. Now this method aims to maximize and explain the variance based on the dependent constructs. Okay. You have independent variables as well as dependent constructs. Now, it is less restrictive with regards to the sample size or data distribution. That's why in PLSM, it is ideal you use variance-based SEM or this PLS approach when you're doing an exploratory type of research and based on the theory development. So making it very popular among researchers these days. Earlier days, when you see PLS as an analytical tool was very less, but now when you see there are more than 20, 25, I think more than 20, 28,000 articles which has already been published and recognized by good researchers all over the world, right? So this is a difference. Now, in terms of a layman term, what is variance based SEM again? Where you are able to make a particular dish, even though some ingredients is not there. You are able to manage the taste and try to project that a particular dish is tastier. But when you taste, the taste is good. The taste is similar. Okay, a kind of a byproduct, which is much better. Maybe that particular dish or the component, when if you had added precisely, it would have tasted much better. But here still you have that option where you can create your, infuse certain type of variations within your structured dish category. So I'm just telling you in a layman terms. Next, we get into the introduction of Smart PLS, right? Introduction of Smart PLS. Now, first key features and benefits are what? First is user-friendly interface. This Smart PLS offers a very intuitive approach where it is easy to use all the interface which is there. Only that you need to have a license. Sorry to say that earlier when we were doing our PhD or doctoral studies late in 2011, this PLS was introduced almost at that time. I assume maybe that the earlier version was there, but the version which we were accustomed were PLS 2. Then it came 3. Now it is currently 4. So we have worked majorly in 2 and 3, and now presently 4 is there, which is much more better when you talk about the variation. So it becomes very user friendly here. the usage of this option. So it makes it very easy for researchers to access certain analytical data and to infer. Even though your data, you have 100 data, still you can do analysis. The best part of this, but when you do it in SPSS, you do it with AMOS, your results goes for a toss because your data is already not normal. And another key importance of PLS is if your data is not normal, not normally distributed, at that time you can opt using smart PLS, which tries to give or tries to show what best your data can produce based on the conceptual framework which you have framed and what the concept you are trying to test. Next is robust statistical analysis. Now, this software provides a comprehensive tool for your model estimation, right? For your evaluation purpose, for your reporting purpose. It also includes certain techniques such as the bootstrapping methods, blindfolding procedures, and factors which you can use for validating certain models. Okay, you'll be using the discriminative analysis to validate your score. You'll be using your measurement process to validate your reliability factors, etc., etc. Right? Next is your visualization tool. In SPSS, you know how the visualization is. Visualization is not that great. It gives you the results in numbers, etc. For visualization, to test your path analysis, you have to use AMOS as a tool, and where you have to add your components, connect it, and then test it. It becomes, and the structure of that particular diagram is also very complicated. Here in the visualization process, the smart PLS allows you to easily model your drawing as per your liking, and it allows specifically the researcher to communicate the model effectively. Say about, I have drawn something, but it has become small. I can stretch it. I can pull it from one end to one end. It is purely on me how I want my diagram to be. Okay, so that kind of visual process is available with Smart PLS so far. You can change it into transparent black and white. You can change it into color, etc., etc. Right? Those all have come later part of the using Smart PLS. Now, next one is flexibility. Now, when we talk about flexibility, it is easy to handle complex models with multiple constructs and indicators, making it suitable for wide range of research applications. It is not that we test A to B, B to C, and C to D. No, you can test A to Z. That many constructs you can test. That is the beauty of this model, which if you try it in the other CB based SEM softwares, it is very difficult. It does not, or sometimes your model fit does not come for whatever so reason it is. Okay, but so here the flexibility is there, wherein you can test everything in a single click of button. You get multiple results. You get your direct relationship results. You get your mediation results. You get your moderation results based on few clicks. Next is your application. Your application of the research. All right. In finance, if anybody from finance, all of you know in finance how you have been doing your research. You have either be doing based on secondary data. Primary data are very less. Maybe insurance, yes. Insurance also can be clubbed into this, but insurance also can go ahead with your secondary kind of data. So in finance, to use PLS, it's a challenge unless they come in a concept of this particular constructs conceptual model and they want to test it based on a particular scale data. So in marketing research, Smart PLS is extensively used in studies, example like customer satisfaction, loyalty, behavioral model, and based on all this, you are able to understand the structure of your research. Also, you can test your study based on your branding, why brand conscious people are looking for purchasing certain brands alone, etc., etc. I'm just telling an example. There are n number of papers. When you go through your Google Scholar, you will be able to find out. Second is information systems, where the researcher uses this kind of analysis towards the impact of technological acceptance. And users are, the way of approach, okay, where it can be used, why it can be used, the inferences which we get from this smart PLS is also greater. The earlier stages, we did not have much inputs, but these last 3, 3.5 and 4 versions, we have multiple informations. Earlier, we were not able to do CB-SEM approach to test the relationship, how it is. But now in the smart PLS 4, even CB-SEM can also be tested using your same model. If you want to do a comparison, that also can be done. You can do a regression test, everything. Next is business research. Now, here it helps in understanding the relationship between your entrepreneurial orientation, innovation, firm's performance, and other related topics. So many other topics also can be discussed. Entrepreneurship is also another leading research work where you can use smart PLS. If you have your conceptual framework, based on the conceptual framework, you can do tourism. In tourism, also agro to tourism, all those areas also can be covered. Wherever there is a conceptual framework and you would like to test it using a survey, then smart PLS is there for your reference, and you can use this for multiple kind of process. Now the best part of here is you would have done a model thinking that I just want to test the relationship between A to M, M to B. Now, when you do that, you get your results. But the best part is it allows you to give you an option that you can even do mediation effect. Now, to do the mediation effects, what happens? You can use certain options and do the structured approach of doing your mediation analysis. You can do moderation analysis. You can do moderation analysis based on your variables. You can do moderation analysis based on your demographic or your control variables. So many things, not one part, multiple parts also can be done through smart PLS. And the approach is very simple. Only you have to understand how to integrate it, how to connect it and see the result. So that part becomes very easy within 5 minutes. Now the point comes is how do you infer? Okay, that we will see one by one later stage, right? Yeah. So this is about our Smart PLS small topic. You can go to Smart PLS website. You have umpty number of resources available for you. Whatever you know, how to start with Smart PLS, how to see how the Smart PLS works, what are the concepts available, what are the definitions, what are each resources. They have a library setup. So if you go back and click on the content, you will be able to find out each and every information which is put together, right? So next we will be going towards installation. In case if you have your laptops, you can switch on your laptops. Sorry, not switch on. You can go to the website, which I will tell you. Before getting into it, the hardware requirement is very basic. Okay, any Intel i3 or i4, i5 processor with basic 7 to 8 GB RAM. Storage is basic storage. It does not accumulate. I think the software, when you want to download, it is around 200 or 250 MB. So that alone you have to download. And the file sizes after our analysis also are very minimum. It just very minimum. Not even, it might not cross more than 20 MB or 10 MB. So that is the size of the data and reports which we generate, right? So again, yeah, this smart PLS works with all the requirements like Windows, Macintosh, and Linux. Okay, it works through the JRE method, Java runtime. If your Java runtime is outdated, you can update it. Generally, the update comes directly, right? So to download the Smart PLS, I would request you to, I'll just put it in the chat box, 1 minute. Yeah. So this is the link. You can go to the link. I'll also show you. I have sent a link in the chat box. Please refer to the chat box and click on the link. It will take you to the download page directly. So this is a Smart PLS, right? This is managed by Professor Christian Rengel. He is a fantastic researcher. If you go and see his work or his contribution, I think more than recently he had put up in his LinkedIn that his citations have gone to 25,000 plus citations. So you can imagine the way in which the team who is linked with Ringel and team have done extremely wonderful work for researchers like us, because people who struggle with CB based SEM, they can go with a Smart PLS to do your analysis, and it is very easy. And there are uh, people like uh, who have been taught by CBSM process throughout their lifelong, for them to digest that there is a tool like this and it does analysis. They feel that if in CBSM the results are shown like this, in PLS it is showing one step ahead. That means there is a flaw with the software. That was what they're criticizing Smart PLS, but that portion have been overridden by many people, researcher. They have constantly spoken about the rigor of the algorithm which is used within the software, and the analysis reports, also comparison reports. So there is no point in yeah.
Can you admit some people are in a lobby? Can you admit those people?
Lobby? No, nobody is there in the lobby. The meeting option is allowed for everyone. I have not put any restriction.
Okay, fine.
Yes, I'll just show you 1 minute. Settings. See here, who can bypass the lobby? Everybody can bypass. So I have not put any restriction. So nobody, maybe the internet issue, maybe that can be a reason. Okay. So this is the Smart PLS website. If you go to the courses, you will have multiple courses available. Some are free, some are not free. Anyways, because they have put day and night efforts in creating such content. So whenever, wherever possible, try to access or purchase products which adds revenue to them also. Not saying that when it is available free, if it is available free, somebody is sharing you certain PDF, then you can utilize it. Then coming to resources, there are multiple resources, recommended videos, PLSM book available, which is available, how to cite PLS, a lot of structured way, how the literature can be done, and so forth. Now coming to the purpose of this session is, you can click on downloads. You can click on downloads. You will, one more thing which I would like to inform you, earlier when trial versions were available, it was easier for us to download it, use it for 30 days. And what, as a researcher, when we were doing, our Gmail ID is used. So we'll use somebody's Gmail ID who has not registered and then get the key and again extend it for another 30 days. Now, in the case of Smart PLS 4, that is redundant. You can't do that. Once or any time in your lifetime you have installed Smart PLS. Suppose you have installed 3-4 years before Smart PLS 3. And now when you try to use the license, sometimes the license may not be, it might not work. There is a chance. Okay. So even though you use multiple emails to register and you get a key, but when you are putting into your machine, the machine IP address is recorded by them and it does not allow. It says that you have already used it. Even though they are sending you new license, it will say you have already used it. So that issue, some of you might occur. I'm just telling you because we have gone through all that. And then now we are using certain licensed version. Now, these days, I will also tell you that suppose you are doing your thesis, suppose you are doing your work. So you can go ahead and purchase. It's affordable. Say about you have 2 papers to do or your thesis work is there. You can go and download this. You can order this. This is 28 euros. 28 euros for an academician. It will cost 2,512 rupees. That's it. So use it for one month with full license. You can get all the resources. And once your analysis is done, you download all your resource files, keep it, and then use it for your structured approach. That's all. If 2-3 people of you are working together and you are working on a research area and you plan to do Smart PLS, you can purchase something like this. If your institutions are there, then your institutions can purchase some licensed version, like a floating license, where one license or 2 license you can purchase based on the institutional requirement, and one person can use that particular software. The moment he logs out, the other person can log into the server and use it. That also is possible. So now, based on your Windows configuration, please click on download and download the Windows installer, or if you're using a Macintosh, you can download Mac installer, anything. Just click on it. It will give you an exe file. Ask it to download it. It might download into the folder where you're giving access. Generally, it will download it into your download file. Okay, so for your purpose, I'm clicking on the download installer. So you can see the download has started. It is showing 167 MB. I'm not going to reinstall my software. I have already installed it. In fact, yesterday when I was trying to use it, there was a new update which has come, 4.1.0.4. That also I have installed it. So when you download it, you will get the new updates. And every time, whenever this kind of releases are there, it does not mean that you have to reinstall it again. Once you start the Smart PLS, it will say that new updates are there. Please install it. The moment it is connected to the internet, it will connect to the licensing server and it will download it. Even though you don't have license, you have license, the software will get updated, but not your license. License will be updated when you pay. Okay. So by the time you all can download it based on your internet speed, it will get downloaded. My software, the software is downloaded. It will show like this: Smart PLS Windows 64 bit. This is the exe file. You double click on it and it will start installing. It will ask you whether do you want to run it or you want to stop it. You click on run and install it. And when you install, what will happen is, I'll show you. This is how the Smart PLS will look like. I don't know whether I would go back to that setup. Let me see. Let it load. I will show you. Okay, my license is already there. Okay, 1 minute. I'll just show you. Okay. Okay, please download it. And when you finish your download, let me know what you get in your screen. In your screen, you will get something called 30 days trial license will be there. If you are if you are doing this for the first time, then that option you have to select. 30 days free trial you have to select. There will be three options. One is institutional access server, then student license. Student license is 365 days license you will get, but in that very minimum basic things only you can access, and it is useless according to me. Then comes the professional license, which I have currently. Based on how many months I want, I have purchased it, so I can use that. And the next will be 30 days trial version. 30 days trial version. You click on that. Once you install it, click on that. In your email, you would have received a code. Copy that code and put it there. And it will recognize that your system is first time installed with Smart PLS, and it will show that you have another 29 days to the license to expire. So follow that process and let me know. By the time, Kadravan sir, I will share you a data file.
Sure, sir. Share it in the WhatsApp group. You are there in the WhatsApp group, no, sir?
I can't say because I don't access WhatsApp through my laptop.
Okay,
I'll
fine,
share.
fine.
Shall I share it in the email?
1 second, sir. 1 second. It's very difficult to track. 1 second. 1 second.
No, I will share now. Then from there you download and put it in the WhatsApp group. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure. Go ahead.
KA, what was it?
KATH.
Okay. Sir, I have sent. Okay.
Let me check, sir.
Participants, have you?
Yes, ma'am.
Participants,
Yes,
which where are you? Are you stuck anywhere during your installation process? Let me know in the chat if you have installed it correctly. Because we need to go step by step here. And one more point I will tell you. there are good and beautiful content from researchers who have done on smart PLS. You can refer them also through your YouTube reference. Okay, there are multiple people who have done smart PLS. Who are they're showing how to use. In case sometimes you feel that you have lost the touch, you are not able to recollect, you can either refer to our video, which will be shared to you, or you can also go back to YouTube and search. You will get multiple resources. Even sometimes when I used to have doubts, I used to refer a particular person's YouTube tutorial. It becomes very helpful. At times, you're stuck with certain analysis. Why and how did he do? What was his approach, etc. So you can refer. So there is no harm. You should not never be shy to refer anybody's content, which is helping you for your research. Any one participant who has completed the installation process? I think the chat is enabled to for all of you. Once you have done, let me know. Okay, I'll wait.
Participants, kindly message in the chat box once you have installed.
For your reference, I have shared my PPT also. So the coordinator will share it with you. The data set also. There is one paper also that also you can refer. That is one of my paper which was published this year. It took some time for us to publish that, but after a long struggle, I don't know for what reason, for multiple rejections we had, and one journal kept it silent with them for almost 1 year, and they did not revert. Then we had to retrieve the paper back, and then we had to send it to another journal. So we are thankful for that particular journal who has accepted our work. It took a lot of time for us to get through it, and based on that work only, I'm sending you my data set. So purely for educational purpose, don't use it for something else. This is purely for educational purpose. I am sending you the data set, and that data set is related to the paperwork which was published in 2024, which I have sent you all.
So the data set has been shared by Kadaravan sir in the WhatsApp group. All the participants can download it for use
Yeah,
now.
yeah. So for first, the participants has to confirm whether they have installed the software. So request participants to confirm whether you have installed it, the software.
Participants, kindly respond. I have installed it, sir. It has I installed the trial version. And
So now it shows 29 days remaining.
yes, it shows. I got a verification code in my mail ID, and then I typed
Yes.
it, and then it says workspace. When if I click on the icon, it says workspace, select your workspace and what to do.
Yeah,
It is
workspace. The workspace means this one, right? This what you see in my screen, is that you get it?
Yes. Safety. Yes.
Ah, okay, okay. No, once everybody comes to this page, then we will start. Okay.
Sure, sir, sure. Participants kindly install and let us know so that sir can continue.
Okay, so Dr. Harish has said he has installed. Good. What about others? I'll give you some few more minutes so that you can finish this process. So Bashar, by I think it is 2:54, 3 o'clock, we'll start the further process. Okay, we'll wait for others. Others can then follow it up one by one. Yeah, we have three more participants saying they have installed. Thank you. Another 2 more minutes. All right, I think most of you would have done. If not, no, not a problem. You can follow it one by one. So it's very easy, depending on your internet. I assume some might be having internet issues, or in terms of installing, some error would have happened. No problem. You can take your time. You can anyways revert back to this video again. So we will get into the next part. So before getting into the PLS structure, I'll just go through in a PPT mode for a few minutes, and then I will take you to the uh, screen. So here in the main components, first is the project. So here, how to create a new project? So by creating a new project, you are able to manage your models and data, where you are able to organize your different kinds of analysis. So in your project area, you can create multiple headings like, Matthew 1, Matthew 2, Matthew 3, Matthew 4. Under that project, you will be adding your data set, and then bringing it forward. Then project management, yes. Then comes the model. So drawing a model, here, it will allow you to draw the SEM model using graphical editor, which is there. One column will be there, where you can click on the indicators and add your constructs, add your indicators, and specify the relationship which you would like to build. Then you are also allowed to edit your construct at any point of time. There is no restriction. Once you make, then there is you can't turn back. No, any moment you feel that this is not right, it does not look good, something is wrong, you can modify your construct based on your indicators, names. You can retype the names and the measurement scales, adding your measurement scales or the indicators to the construct, etc. Right? And then based on that, you are trying to test your hypothesis. And last will be our reporting process, where you will run your analysis based on PLS algorithm, which will analyze your model, right? And here you will be checking your measurement analysis, and then you will use bootstrapping and blindfolding method for advanced technique, where you will be getting into your structural model, right? Then there is also a provision to view your reports directly on the screen, and sometimes sorry, the reports can be downloaded right away from them. The moment you click on a Smart PLS generate and the answers come, you can download on it and download the report as an Excel file. So later part, say about now you don't want to do the analysis, you can do it later, save it in your computer in a particular area, name it correctly, and then later also you can do an analysis. That's the beauty of this. So this software, gives you that flexibility, that it is not that while using that software only you have to at that time what data comes, that data only you have to use for your reporting. No, you can download the data, and whenever you finding it leisure time, you sit and then relaxedly you do your analysis. So generally what I do is we have a license at our institute. So the moment we go to the institute, and if the license server is available, we log into the license server. And if I have to test something, I do the testing, download all the reports, and then log out so that some other new users can log in and do their work. So this is how we work. So, and the best time which I sit for research is night after 10, 11, because what happens is after that there is no issues, nobody is there to disturb. So you sit and you focus and you work, and 1 or 2, 3 hours you work and you finish your work. That is a pattern which I follow. It might differ from every one of you, right? Yes. So before going into the next part, okay, before going into the next part, now installation is done. I have told you how to click on the project and create a project, and uploading the data file, I'll tell you. Now there are certain things you need to understand. I will come back to this later also. Okay. First is the latent variable. Now the latent variables are nothing but they are unobserved variables that are inferred from observed variables that are called the indicators. So now they represent your theoretical construct. Say about satisfaction, that is your theoretical construct. Perceived quality is your theoretical construct. Trust is your construct. And how are you going to link it? Example, customer satisfaction, brand loyalty, perceived quality. These are all called latent variables in marketing research. Right. Now the role of PLS-SEM is the latent variables are central to PLS-SEM as they form the basis of structural model, which allows all you users to examine the relationship. See, I can test relationship with any construct. I say about there is a in that data set which you have added, if the data set has customer satisfaction and it has another variable called entrepreneurial intention, but these are two constructs, but still I can test randomly. That's the beauty of this. Now it allows you to do it, and then based on the result, you will come to know that whether there is any relationship or not, whether it makes sense or not. So that is the best part of PLS. It can allow you to do any type of relationship. If you even have 50 data set, it allows you. But the loadings will be poor. The loadings which is reflecting there will be very poor. Then comes your measurement model. So here in the measurement model, you will be able to describe how your latent variables are measured by your indicators. First thing in your analysis, when you start with PLS, first you are going to test your measurement model, that whether your indicators are correct. That means, say about you're planning to build a car. Say about you're a mechanical engineer. You're enthusiast in building car. You have bought your tires, you have made the under chasing, you have made the suspension, and now you're placing your, the upper chase, and you're connecting. Whether during the test run, whether everything is okay or not, that is what measurement model tests. It tests whether there is a reliability, whether the correlation between the constructs are happening or not, whether something odd is happening here and there. Just like how in SEM we test your CFA and EFA, that process is happening in the measurement model, right? Then there are two types of measurement model. One is reflective measurement model and one is formative. You have to be very, very clear. I think most of us or most of you as a young researcher or experienced researchers, experience means they would have tested formative also, but young researchers or intermediate researchers will be testing reflective measurement model, where the indicators are reflective of latent variables, where the changes of latent variables cause the changes in the indicators. Like multiple questions are there. Say about customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction leads to indicators, right? Indicator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this is called a reflective model. From customer satisfaction, when it leads to different indicators. That is called reflective model. Now come to opposite. That is a formative measure model, where the indicators, which is the indicator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, it might be having a particular name. If that indicator forms or cause the latent variable, then that is called a formative model, right? So that indicators are measuring this latent construct. That is called formative construct. But when latent constructs are measuring the indicators, that is called reflective model. That are the two basic things. So in higher order model or any advanced analysis, some models will have both formative and reflective constructs. So how do you measure that? Some will be having second order and first order construct. That also we will see in the upcoming sessions. Okay. Now, again, then comes your structural model. Structural model talks about what? It specifies whether your relationship between your latent variables are correct or not, whether your set hypothesis is supported or not supported. Here your components will be path coefficient, direct relationship, indirect effects, overall fit of the model. Everything will be tested in the structural model, right? So here the purpose of structural model is to understand whether there is a causal relationship between the construct, which allows you as a researcher to test the theoretical model based on the predictive outcomes. So first you will test about the reliability factors, the discriminative reliabilities and etc. And then you test the hypothesis. If reliability is not there, then you will never enter the structural model at all. That is a question here. First, in your measurement model, if there is an issue, say about there is correlation is not happening, everything is bad, that means there is an issue with your data which you have got as a survey data. That is an question mark. You have to you have to check your questions. What people have answered to your question. Say about when you give out survey, what happens? Some randomly put their values. Say about you put a scale from strongly disagree to strongly agree. For a question where positive response have had to be given, people have given negative response. That means they have bluntly given. So what as a researcher you have to do is you have to get into that key concept to remove those unwanted things and then refine your data set and then use it. Then only the results will come up. To that context, we will get back. Okay. Okay. Yes. Where were we? We were in the structural model. So now, once the structural model is over, next is where you're going to define your constructs and indicators. You have identified your construct. What will be your construct? Say about customer satisfaction or purchase intention. In our case, the data set which I have given is based on an entrepreneurship factors. Okay. So based on that, we'll be testing. Now, what are the indicators? So take the correct indicators, select whether you're testing a reflective construct or a formative construct, right? And then prepare your data. Then you draw the data, connect the indicators, and then click on your PLS algorithm, test the hypothesis, whether it is happening or not, whether the hypothesis are supporting or not, all that. And then you run your model and then your results are there. So these are the 4 or 5 steps which I have bluntly told you right now. Now we'll get into the steps one by one. Okay, I hope you are able to get what I'm trying to tell you. Now let me get into the smart PLS. Okay, so let's click on new project. I'll click on new project. I have multiple projects. I have already done a couple of things. In your free software, you will have some examples. Now, these examples are given for free by the Smart PLS team, where they have built, and these data sets which is there in the examples are reliable data and very nice data. So they don't have any bad data put up there. So you can also see in your leisure time these examples one by one. And for each examples in the Smart PLS website, they have given the information also. What is this about? Which and they have given the source file of the paper also. So you can refer the paper and refer the analysis. How this analysis is done, what this analysis talks about through reading that paper. So right now we will start a new project. So you click on new project, put a name. So I'll put FDP1. Okay. I'll put a name called FDP1 and click on create. Yes. So my FDP1 is the project file name is created. Right. Then there is something called import data file. There is something called import data file. So click on import data file. Click on desktop, wherever the location is, and click on the sample data and click on add or open. So now it will say that the project title is FDP1. The sample data is, the file name is sample data. And now do you want to import it? It shows what is there in the sample data. And then I click on import. The moment I import, all my details of my data, is shown here. It shows if there are any missing, values in the data set, it will show the missing numbers here. What is the mean, median, observed, minimum, maximum, standard deviation, kurtosis, everything of your data set, right? If you want, it will show you the correlation also between all your indicators. Or if you want to see the raw data is also available. So here it shows the indicators, here it shows the correlation, here it shows the raw data. Total number of data for this data set is 134 data. Okay, and the indicators which is showing is 44. So if your data set is correct, if your data set is not having any problem, the imported data set will show in green color. If your data set while importing has an issue, it will show in red color. Okay. So here our data set has no problem. That's why it is showing as green color. Otherwise, it will show in red color. Are you there with me? Yeah. What is your doubt, Alka? Yeah. You have raised your hand. Any doubt? Is it by mistake? Alka Sharma, you have any doubt? Please let me know. Okay. Okay. Whenever you have a doubt, you post it in the chat. Okay. Whenever you have a doubt, you post it in the chat. I would go to the data set. And one more important thing, while using Smart PLS, your data set which you use should be CSV format. Generally in Excel, it is .ex, some format is there. But here, for using the data set in PLS, it should be CSV format. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay. It has to be a CSV data set. Otherwise, no. Nothing. From your Excel, whatever data is there, you click on file. I'm just telling you, click on file, click on save as, wherever you want to save. There will be something called CSV common delimited. You have to choose this and save that file. Okay. Now coming to the question. How did you code it, sir? How did you code this work? Right. For this, I will open the paper. Anyways, you all you might be having this paper with you, or you can refer. It is an open access paper, so anytime you can go ahead. Okay. So in this work, we have used 26 items. 26 items are what? 26 items are 26 questions which we have used to measure this model. Okay, so in this work, we have tested this particular model. This is the model. This is the model which we have tested. We have used subjective norms, perceived behavioral control, entrepreneurship attitude, entrepreneurship intention, and entrepreneurship education. Okay. So these are the indicators. So to measure all this, we have used the 26 items or questions. Now, this was circulated through Google Forms. So when we circulated through the questionnaire, what happens is the question is big, right? So here, and to measure these questions, we have used scale. We have used 5 Likert scale. Likert scale, I think most of you would know what is a Likert scale. There might be 7 Likert scale, 5 Likert scale. So I have used 5. We have used 5 in this research work. 1 minute. Okay. So when you collect your data, so your data set will show as timestamp. Actually, this timestamp is not required for your analysis. Whatever said and done, it was remaining in my data set. So I have kept it like that. Then your data set might be having certain. Yeah, come again. Okay, your data set, after you collect your survey, you will download an Excel sheet. That Excel sheet will be exactly in the same. Only certain differences will be there. Now, what will be there? Your gender will be there. In gender, they would have mentioned male, female, or transgender, anything, what they would have mentioned, right? So now that male, female, you have to code it to 1 and 2 or 3 based on the gender which you have collected. Then your age will be there. Here the age may be from 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, like this. So based on that, you put one ratio. Okay, from 20 to 25, you'll code it as 1. 25 to 30, you'll code it as 2. So like that, you structure your age. So you code it like this. These are the basic things before you get into analysis, right? So age, gender over. Next, again, education. You would have asked, what is your education level? Is it undergraduate, postgraduate, doctorate? So undergraduate 1, postgraduate 2, and doctorate 3. Then there are other few questions like FOB and TOB. Okay, family business and so and so. So we some basic questions were there. So based on that, we have coded it 1, 2, and 9, etc. Okay, leave that. Now next comes your questions. Now this ATT one is called attitude, entrepreneurship attitude. Okay, so we have asked certain questions on entrepreneurship attitude. Now when you download from Google, that whole question which I showed you in PDF, right? That question will be there. And here they would have marked it from 1 to 5. They would have marked from 3, 4, 5. So this here coding will not be required. Only the heading you need to code for your understanding. So to measure attitude, 5 items were used. To measure uh, subjective norm, 5 items were used. So I have coded like SBN1, SBN2, SBN3. Then to measure perceived behavioral control, I have used 6 items. So I have coded. So it is purely on you. Nothing that what I have done, you have to do now. Based on how you like it. If we are able to understand using the whole question itself, then well and good. But I would recommend don't put it. Make your indicator small for coding purpose. Then entrepreneurial education, how many items? 5 items. Then this is another couple of items. PT, I don't remember. We didn't use it for this paper. So PT, and then entrepreneurship intention. Okay, entrepreneurship intention, 5 items. Yes. So like this, you need to code. Once you code it, you glance through your data set. You have to glance through your data set, maybe line by line or row by row. Why? To find out if you have any biased data. To find out if you have any biased data, and that is your work. Homework is yours. You collect 1,000 data, you collect 2,000 data. You find ways to find. Now AI methods are there to do it. You have any formula to find bias information or duplicate data, anything, you use that to find. But you have to try to find out. What happens is if you find certain numbers will be like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Like this data will be there. So you have to mark it and highlight it and then see it again one by one. Again, do you think keeping those data with the existing data will your relative answers which you calculate will have an issue or not? You have to think wisely. You have to think. If you think and you feel that these data is going to hamper your data, then remove it. Then certain data will be there where they would have marked many things. In between 1 or 2 positions, they will be 0, missing value. Okay, so those also you can highlight and keep. And later, those missing rows or that particular person's data information also can be deleted from analysis. But you make a note. You make a note on your piece of paper or a diary that saying that while collecting, you had collected. Suppose here we have 134. That is a refined data. We had more than that. So based on that, we had some missing variables, missing items. So to make sure that everything is constant, we after removing all the missing items, our final number sample data is 134. So you have to mention how many missing items were there, how many so and so. You cannot mention biased, okay? Biased, nobody mentions it. Bias is self-understand. Because what happens is, if you keep too many biased data, what happens? Either it is skewed that side or skewed this side. Some answers where better results have to be shown. It is not showing because of those unwanted biased data. So that is basic understanding. That is why as a statistician, you need not have Ramanujan's brain to understand that. It is understood. That is why when you use this data in our CBSEM, the results will not be as great as required, because here the data which we tested is not normal. We tested the normality. It is not normal. For whatever so reason it is. I can't justify why it is not normal. Now, what is the next course of action if my data set is not normal? My next course of action is to use a tool which helps us to test not normal data also. So that is why we are using PLS. Now, there is a question that if your data set is not normal, then what is the point in doing a research? There is a question which comes up. People ask. So you have to justify, because see, uh, one kind of region, it is like, to whom are you giving your data set or your survey to be collected? Students or busy people. So all that matters. If you are a person, if I would say, if you are a person who is doing research, I would recommend that you uh, speak to individual and try to collect data individually. So when a person directly speaks, though it takes time, the effectiveness is more. But when you try to circulate it, I also do that many times. At times, what to do? Who has the time to go around and spend hundreds of hours for collecting data? You send across your Google Sheet. Now you never know who is filling who. I would say to my friend, will circulate it into his classrooms. His classroom students, those who feel like attending those questions will attend. Those who feel not attending, on the halfway they'll come out. So many things are there. So bias data, missing variables, all will be there. That you have to refine it. So be very clear, okay? And about the data coding, I hope you would have understood so far the how to code. That is not very difficult to understand. And then this variables. This is the average of attitude. This is the average of SBN. I hope all of you know how to calculate average. I'll just show you. This is not required, but for some other purpose, I calculated. Now to calculate average, I'll write AVE average. I'll select all the attitude, close the bracket. I'll get the result. So like this. So this is how you do the average for each variable. But in this case, we don't need. But when you are doing it in SPSS, you're doing in JASP, you're doing in Jamovi, you need this kind of information, average data of each construct. With that, you are able to do your analysis. But for PLS, not required. Right. Now, though I have spoken about the questions, etc. Now you know. Now, the important question towards the question items, okay? From where do you collect these items? Your question items cannot be of your own. Point number one. Your questions which you create for your research or to do a survey, you cannot write your own. If you are doing it in your own, that means you are trying to create a specific construct of your own liking, and to measure that construct, you are making certain items that you have to publish it. And based on the publication, then you can use that as a valid item for your further research. So here in our research, whatever data which you have used or the scales which you have used, we have used from the paper, and that paper details you have to cite it in your research article. Say for subjective norm, we have used 5 items. So we have taken that scale for which subjective norm is measured based on entrepreneurship area. Ahmed et al. 2020 has given that information, and based on his inference, we have taken that. So now it becomes valid. Then entrepreneurship or intention, entrepreneurship attitude, perceived behavioral control, entrepreneurship education, etc. all these items are valid ones, which are already there. Here, it does not mean that I'm taking the exact thing. I can modify that items questions based on my study, which I'm trying to project. So Ahmed would have done it in a different way. Maybe not everything. I don't change everything. Little changes in the sentences to suit my research area and my context, right? And then I measure it. So getting your valid items are very important. Another important thing, after you narrow it to your measurement items, you have to do a what? You have to what? You have to test it with your experts. You have to test it with your experts, saying whether the questions which you have used, content validity, that is called content validity, whether your questions which you have picked for your research is okay or not. Say about you have structured your questionnaire, 1 or 2 page your questionnaire is, some researchers will have 60 questions and all. So you cannot justify that whatever you have done is correct. You need to get your opinions from your experts. So your experts are people who have knowledge in this field, etc., etc. It can be anyone, researchers, professors, corporate experts, based on the field of area, and they will say that, okay, this question is valid, this question is okay. They will give their responses that this question is repetitive. The person who is filling the survey might get angry or something like that, like that. So that is content validity is important. So say about I had 26 questions, maybe I would have more than 30. So after content validity, I would have reduced it to 26, stating that after doing content validity and based on the suggestions, we have refined our question items to 26. That also you need to report it into your research work. In your research methodology, after your sampling method, sampling population, everything, data gathering process, everything you need to put it in clearly in your research methodology. Otherwise, whenever you send your paper, people will ask you, okay, how many items were have you excluded from your study? All that type of questions. So you have to precisely generalize it before itself. Okay. So this is the basic what is required in terms of framing your model. Now, coming to this model itself, now this some disturbance is there. 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. So coming to your conceptual model, you cannot put XYZ. I did not put XYZ just like that. We have taken this model based on a theoretical notion. Now, what is our theoretical notion is based on what? Based on the study established by Eisen 1991. That is theory of planned behavior. So when you go back and see what is theory of planned behavior, you will find few constructs which are there in the theory. With that, we have added entrepreneurship attitude and entrepreneurship intention. We are trying to extend that model within that particular theoretical framework and trying to test. So based on a theoretical notion, that is the correct theoretical aspect, you are trying to pitch in with some constructs which you are trying to test whether it makes value addition, whether it makes any importance, etc. Again, it is hypothetical because based on hypothesis, whether the hypothesis will get supported or not supported, after your analysis only you will come to know. So you are trying to make a theoretical approach. You are trying to extend the theory which added by certain variables. Here we have added entrepreneurial attitude, entrepreneurial education, and entrepreneurship intention in the theoretical model of TBP, right? So based on this validation, I have made this conceptual model. So anybody asks, how do you say that this model is theoretically sound? Then I will say based on the theoretical notion of TBP, we have formulated this conceptual model, and we want to test this based on 2 or 3 constructs which we have added to this theory. That is possible and that is accepted also. Nobody will question why. You are trying to test whether this is correct or this is bad. After doing research only, you will come to know whether it makes sense or not. Right? So with this, we would get into the analysis format. Okay, we'll get into the analysis format. Now, I hope all of you have imported the data. So I have told you the concept of the conceptual model, how it has to be framed. Again, to teach theoretical support, conceptual model, it's again an ocean. I don't want to get into it, don't want to confuse you also. So I'm just telling you because it is easier for me to run a model, make a model, but to make you think over how that model came, how did I pick my questions for that, from where, that is why I went back to the backstage and just telling you to make you understand, right? So once you make your factors ready, all your factors are ready, now you can go ahead and create the model. So you put inky pinky ponky also, your model PLS will do some results and give you, but it will not be useful. So you have to make sure that your conceptual model is right. If your foundation is not right, whatever you will do now will be useless. So your foundation, your conceptual model, what you do should be correct. Otherwise, based whatever you've done and you've collected some data, it will be nullified. Your data reporting will not come. Your answers, which should be there, should not be, will not reflect. All that issues will come. Okay, so now with this, we go to your new project which you have created. I have created FDP1. I have already imported the sample data. Now I'm going to click on create model. Right? I click on create model. My project title is here. I have multiple projects which I have done. So now the project which I want to add this information is in under FDP1. So I choose PLS-SEM. This is what I said in PLS. Now we have process macros, regression, CB-SEM also you can test in PLS. That it has gone to that level now. No, nobody will tell you that your work is not good. You want to do PLSM, you do. You want to do CBSM, you do. And you show a comparison between the reporting. Nobody is going to question you. So PLS is legit and people appreciate how PLS functions. So we are going to select on PLSM, put a model name, I'll put the model name as FDP mat, FDP mat. I'll put anything you can put. Okay, so choose the model type as PLS-SEM and put a model name and click on save. Okay, so the moment you create your model, this page will open. This page will open. This page will open. Right? I'll go back. See, FDP mat I have created. I have to just double click on it and it will take you to my page. Right? I hope all of you are in this page. Can you just comment yes or no? Can you just comment yes or no? Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Afreen has messaged. Right. So now here in your sample data, you can see what is available: gender, age, education, FOB, TOB, attitudes, subjective norms, perceived behavioral control, entrepreneurship education, then entrepreneurship intention, etc., etc. Right? So all your items are here. Now, next is what we have to create. We have to draw the model. So now you click on latent variable. Now this is the tools. Okay, this is to go back. Double click on FDP, it will come back. Then this is to select your whatever you have drawn here. You have to click on select. It will move. This is the latent variable by which you can make your construct. This is the indicators. This is the connector which connects from one indicator to another indicator. This is one another advanced level quadratic equation effect. This is moderating effect. This is Gaussian coupler, comments, delete, etc. Okay. So this is our drawing board where I have clicked on latent variable. I'll click on latent variable 1. Okay. And I plus enter. Then again I click on latent variable, click and click into the white space and click on enter. I click on another one, latent variable, again click on enter. Okay, so now you will see that 3 latent variables are there. 3 latent constructs variables are there, but I'm not able to move it. I'm not able to move it. Why? Because I have to click on select. If I click on select, I can move them anywhere I want. I can move them anywhere I want. I can move them anywhere I want. Okay. So now that I have put the latent, in case you have made a mistake, you don't want, suppose I have created another one. I don't want 4 variables. I want only 3. How do I delete it? You click on select, click on the latent variable which you don't want and click on delete button. In your computer keyboard, click on delete. It will get deleted. Right? Next. Now, one more variable I have to add. I'm adding. So according to my paper, you can add 4 constructs currently. Okay. Now these 4 constructs are there, right? You can adjust it based on your liking. Okay. Based on your however you want it to look like. Now, how would you connect it? You click on connect. You click on connect. Pull from alpha to beta, beta to delta, delta to gamma, and alpha to gamma. Just click on connect. Bring your cursor from alpha to beta and beta to delta and then delta to gamma and do that. It will get connected. And now when you click on select and you move it, it will not go anywhere. It will be in the same place where it has to be. So I have connected, I have made my model based on the paper which I had circulated, right? So I would name it as subjective norm. I would name beta as perceived behavioral control. I will name delta as entrepreneurial attitude and gamma as entrepreneurship intention. So I'm going to rename it. Now, how do I do it? I will right click on it and click on rename and then type SBN. You can write full name also. It's up to you. I click on SBN. Or you can double click also. When you double click, again, you can rename or right click, rename. I'll put as PBC. I'll rename as entrepreneurship attitude and entrepreneurship intention. So I have renamed all my constructs. I want all of you to do this. If you have any difficulty in doing, let me know. See, it is very easy. Use the select button to move your constructs here and there. Okay, only through which with the select button only you can move. This latent variable is used to create a latent construct. This connector is used for connecting one latent variable to another latent variable. Please let me know in your chat if you have done it. Then I will show you how to add the indicators. Dear participants, have you done it? If you have any difficulty, let me know. You can draw this any way you want. Any way. You can make it ulta also. As you like. Because I have given you a article, the conceptual model looks like that. I asked you to replicate it here. Okay, please.
Dr.
Yeah.
Afreen has asked you to
Yes.
repeat the names, sir.
Okay. Right click on the latent variable. Right click on the latent variable. Right click. Click on rename. Right click, rename. Click on rename and type the word as SBN and press enter. Right click on rename, type whatever you want that indicator to be. You can write the full name also, no problem, and then click on enter. It will get observed there. Okay, done. So now is the time to bring the indicators to light. Now this model, this is just the imagine car body is there, 4 tires are there. These are the axles which are connecting to the model. And now to give it energy, some connections should be there, some motor should be there, some battery should be there for its movement. Now, how to do that? Go in your left side, you see SBN, right? SBN 1, SBN 2, 3, 4, 5. So to measure SBN, there are 5 items. You press your left mouse on SBN and pull it and put it here. Then you bring SBN 2 here, SBN 3 here, SBN 4, SBN 5. Right? Understood? I'll tell you again. See, you can do it together or one by one also. for doing it together, you hold your control button and select all the SBN 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then drag it and place it in the SBN. Now your SBN will become live and it will become blue in color. I'll come back again. I'm deleting the indicators which I added. I'll go to SBN on the left side. I'm going to bring or drag all the SBN 1 to 5 together. I'll hold my control button to select all the 5 indicators, drag it and put it into the SBN. Right? So now your indicators are showing on your left. Now here you can rotate the indicators. Now it's showing in the left side. I want the indicators to show in the left. Click on left, align indicators to the light. If I want bottom, bottom. If I want top, top. If I want right, right. If I want left, left. Like that you align. So like this, I align my indicators in the left. Next, I will add indicators for PBC. So I will hold the control button and drag all the PBC indicators to PBC. It is automatically gone to left side. I will align it to the, sorry, it has gone to the right side. I'll align to the left side. Okay. Now I will go to EA. EA, where is EA? EA. EA is nothing but attitude here. Okay. Attitude 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now did you remember what did I say? Those indicators, why you have to give a short form instead of keeping your questions long. After you download from Google, what do you say? Google Forms, the questions will be there. Replace those questions with your short forms. Because here, if you keep bigger things, it will become jumbled there and it won't be very easy to find out. So when you keep your questions or your indicators with short form, it is easy to pick and choose, right? So now I have selected all the attitudes and I'm going to put it into the entrepreneurship attitude. Now the last one which I have to add is entrepreneurship intention. I'll go select entrepreneurship intention from 1 to 5. So now all my latent variables are connected with the indicators. All my latent variables are connected with the indicators. Please let me know if it is done. Please let me know. And select the right indicators, okay? If for attitude, don't put some other indicators here. Attitude put place only attitude ka indicators. Otherwise, answers also will come like that. That is the best part. Whatever you do here, you will get some answer. It will not never make you sad. Some answer you will get, but after seeing the your data analysis report only, you will understand there is something wrong. मैंने कुछ गलत किया है. So you go back and see whether you have selected the right indicators. Cross check again before you run the analysis. Okay, done. Sahana ma'am has said done. All right. I hope others have also done it. Now that you have connected all your latent variables and your indicators, now is the time to calculate the results. So on the top, do you see a button called calculate? There is a screw kind of button, calculate. You click on PLS SEM algorithm. You will have multiple things here. Okay. Click on PLS SEM algorithm and this kind of box will open up. Click on PLS SEM algorithm. This will open up and then you click on start calculation. It will start calculating. And your results are there, ready. See your results. How easy it is. So interface also looks very neat. So it is purely on you because you are drawing the dashboard. You need to align it, place it how you want, because when you try to copy it, you can copy this image and save it. Right now, you can click on save also so that this work which you have done is saved. You click on save. You can click on save. So what happens is next time when you come back, you land up to the same work. Otherwise, you have to do it fresh, right? So that is the reason which I said. So now what do you see here? Here you see the R value for each your latent variables. Here you see the R value, R square value, composite reliability, average variance extract, Cronbach alpha, composite reliability for your construct. Here, which is the independent variable here? The independent variables here are nothing but SBN, PBC, and EA. All are independent variables. And your dependent variable here is entrepreneurship intention. Your outcome variable here is entrepreneurship intention. Here your independent variables starts from SBN, PBC, and EA, that is entrepreneurship attitude, which leads to entrepreneurship intention. Right now, when you see all the R values. The R value for PBC is 0.607. For entrepreneurship attitude, it is 0.533. For entrepreneurship intention, it is 0.727. And these values are the beta values for the indicators. Okay. This latent variable is measured through these indicators. So if these indicators are above 6, then decent result will come. If your indicators are above 6, then your result of your R value is decent. Generally, the first path from where the indicators start will not have your R value. R value will not be calculated in the first latent variable. Only the later part of the connected variables will have the R value. Okay, now this question you might arise. Okay, so always the first latent variable will not have the R value because it is the starting. Nothing is there to measure. Oh, from there only it is everything starting. So that is why PBC is having R square value, EA and EI. Okay. Now here in PLSM, you by default you are getting information on your composite reliability, average variance, Cronbach alpha, because this all talks about the this talks about your internal consistency reliability, convergent validity, etc. Right? Earlier, what happens to see all this, you have to go back and see Here also you will see the report, right? And these values are called as what? Path coefficient values. The path coefficient value between SBN and EI is 0.174. The path coefficient value between SBN to PBC is 0.779. Path coefficient value between SBN to EA is 0.421. So this is the path coefficient value. These are the beta values or the indicator values for each constructs. Now this model is a reflective construct. Okay. This model is a reflective construct, like the latent variable is measured through the indicators. Okay. Suppose I invert this. I invert this. And I run the result. This is showing the reflective construct. That means your indicators are measuring the latent variables. That is called reflective constructs. Okay. Now, to use the reflective construct, you should have a theoretical notion for why you want to use a reflective construct, or basically that construct itself is a reflective construct from the past literatures. In that case, yes. Okay. So I'm going to just change it. So as you do the reflective construct, you see the results have gone down. Because why? This is why the results have gone down. Why? Because these are not dimensions. These are just questions which are measuring PBC. These are measuring SBN. These are measuring EA. Suppose there was another construct, okay, and that had 5 questions. Then based on that, the beta value would have increased. Now, because this is questions, single questions, it is not effective. That is why you're not seeing the result, a good structured result, right? So I'm just changing it. I'm just telling you the difference between reflective and formative. So my results was this. Now to download this, you can download it. You can right click. You can right click on that this figure, export as image, export it, and you can save it as PNG format wherever you want. Okay, you can save it as a PNG format wherever you want. Okay, this image format will be saved. This is PLS result, right? Now I told you one more thing. You can download the data file and keep for your later part when you want to do. You click on Excel. You click on Excel and click on export. You click on Excel and click on export and put it as PLS result. I click on save. My data gets downloaded in few seconds. It'll take some time. The moment it downloads, it will automatically open the Excel file. That is how the PLS output generally comes out. And I have a special problem. Whenever you open the Excel, it will not open. You have to go back to the Excel, double click it to open it back again. Because my computer has become too old. Okay, this is how your Excel report will show. And in your Excel report, you will have your picture also, but the picture will not have the analysis. Okay, so when you click on path coefficient, your reports will show. Okay, path coefficient, what are the beta values? Okay, all your reports, your indirect effect, your specific indirect effect, your matrix, your list, your outer loadings, whether the outer loadings are happening correctly or not, right? Then your outer weights, then your latent scores for each variable, everything is shown. So I'm not going into it. I'll go back to the PLS report. Now here in the PLS, you can see the matrix. Here it shows about the path coefficient. Whatever values which we saw here, right? This value will be shown here. Okay. So PBC to EA, the value is 0.53. PBC to PBC to next is EA to EI 0.44. Then PBC to EI, this one, SBN to EA, SBN to EI, and PBC. These are path coefficient. Then comes your R value, where it shows your R value for each construct. Okay, what is your R value, which is also shown in your diagram. F square shows about your values for your construct. I'll talk about F square later. Now the main thing, very important thing, is construct reliability. The first thing, with path coefficient at one side and your reliability table, which is shown in your PDF, right? In the PDF which I have sent you. The first thing which you have to do is the measurement model, where you will show all your construct indicators with their loadings, their T values, and the corresponding Cronbach alpha, composite reliability, and AVE values, right? So here the entrepreneurship attitude will has a Cronbach alpha of 0. It's above 7. Composite reliability also above 7. We need not worry on C. This is not required. We see on this one and then this one. Your AVE should be above 0.5. Your Cronbach alpha and Cronbach reliability should be above 7. If yes, you satisfy the loss which is given by the researchers. There are many to be quoted. Okay, so based on all that, their main information which they quote is whether your values, if Cronbach alpha and composite reliability are above 7, then you satisfy that process, and whether your average extracted value is above 8. If all these three are perfect, then you can go for the next process. That is to test your discrete validity. Now to test the discrete validity, so this is called the measurement model. Where you, again, in order to place it, you can place your interpretation in any format you want.
Okay. 1 second. I'm sending right now.
Okay. So indicators, how you want to place. I have done it in a different model. It looks like when you do a PLS paper, probably measurement model generally looks like this. You can do it in a different way. You can do construct indicators, loadings, and T values together, and separately you can put Cronbach alpha, composite reliability, and AV separate table also. It's up to you, however you want, deemed fit. Next is discriminant validity. Now to access discriminant validity of a latent construct by Hare et al., two prominent methods are used. Earlier, when PLS was used, Furnal-Locker method was used always. Then some researchers said that Furnal-Locker method is not enough to satisfy discriminant validity of a model, which is having bias, this, that, बोल के. उसको ठीक करने के लिए, sorry, to take over it and to make sure that we do it in a better way, PLS, they brought this approach called HTMT ratio method, Hensler's. So in Hensler et al., he formulated it, and then they brought that process, and it also became a validity for discriminant validity. So based on that, we do two analysis. So it is up to you what you want, but HTMT ratio should be shown. If you show Furnal-Locker or not, it's not a problem, but HTMT should be shown. In HTMT, what do they say? In HTMT ratio, all the values should be below 0.90. The values within the limits, correlation values which you see, should be below 0.90. If values go above 0.90, then the discriminant validity is not proved in terms of HTMT value. Next is Furnal-Locker method. Again, it is there here only, Furnal-Locker method, where the AVE is the average of the AVE which we see, and all the corresponding values below this should be less than the diagonal values. All the values in the corresponding below the diagonal values should be lesser than the diagonal values. That indicates that your Furnal-Locker discriminant validity is also proved. If you want, you can check your cross-loading also. If you want, already cross-loading is fine, so no problem here. So we satisfy our discriminant validity. We satisfy our Furnal-Locker method. So our measurement model is justified. All right. So this is the few main things. And then one more thing which you can see here is collinearity statistics. Collinearity statistics. The VFI. Okay. This also has a threshold value. If a particular threshold value is put up, all the values should be below that particular threshold value. If the value goes beyond it, it will show in red color. That means there is a problem with that item. Suppose your discriminant validity or your Cronbach alpha or composite reliability is having an issue. They are showing red in color. You need to straight come to collinearity statistics, VIF, and check whether any of your values are showing in red color or something. Very bad results. So in that case, what you do is, say about attitude 4 was having a poor loading. Say about, I said, right, the beta values should be above 6. If yes, good. If it goes below 6, if suppose it was 0.321, that indicates that there is an issue with that item, either because of the type of data which is collected, which you have also not overseen it. So now you delete that particular construct, sorry, not construct, that item, attitude 4 you delete and rerun the PLS algorithm. And then come back here and see whether your composite reliability, Cronbach alpha and AVs are structured. If yes, that means the problem is solved. The same thing can be quoted in your research methodology also. Okay. What have you dropped after your finalization of all process? Have you dropped any items for your analysis, and why? At that time, you can mention that, yes, we had 26 items. Suppose you had 28 items. We found the loadings were poor for 2 items, item number so and so, so and so. and to justify it, we deleted it to rerun the model, and based on that, our new consumption model is proved. You can mention. You have to clearly say. You have to mention. Suppose I had deleted this 884 because of poor loading. Here it is. There's no poor loading. I'm just saying for an example, and then you run the program and see. So this is how you do back testing. You trial and error basis, trial and error basis. But every time trial and error basis does not work, because if your data set is poor, the data which you have collected is poor and it is biased, and you have not done a good process in terms of assessing your data, then all your results will show bad, right? So this is the basic general thing which you should remember. So yes, so this is the model. So now measurement model is done. If you want, I can show you how to get that data. I have to open a Excel. Okay. Uh, okay, wait. I'll place it like I'll copy the same content. Entrepreneurship attitude. It will be easy for me to if I do it in this way. 1 minute. Yeah. So I'll calculate entrepreneurship attitude first. Sorry. The loadings here. So you copy these are the items of entrepreneurship attitude. Then I will place next is entrepreneurship intention, and then corresponding answers to it. I put the name as EI. Then next is PBC. PBC. Again, this aesthetics things, whatever is there, no, you can do it yourself. I'm just trying to show you how you can pick the results. Still, PLS sometimes I feel has a certain analysis, right? Uh, it has not given us how we can just directly copy and use it. But this is not the case of Jamovi. Jamovi, when it creates a table, it creates in such a way that your whole table looks beautiful. You need not do any correction. Just copy paste with the notes and put it there. Even the references they give. But in PLS, it does not happen. So yes, so now the t value, now for the t value, from where will you get? T value you will get it from bootstrapping. Okay, so far we have done only PLS algorithm. Now next is bootstrapping. Now bootstrapping, what happens here is to calculate your p value and your t value, we use a method called bootstrapping, which multiplies our 134 sample into 5000 and calculates and gives, which is very important. It happens also in other softwares also. Here also, using this bootstrap method, we are able to calculate the average of p value per items, as well as the p value for your indicators. So it takes some time. When it is 5000, what happens is sometimes even I have seen PLS crashing, because suppose you had a data set of 1000 or 1200, and over the 1200 sample, you are running a 5000 resampling method. Imagine how much resampling it will do. So when it does, what happens? Sometimes the PLS crashes. I have reported that that is a bug. Sometimes they have reverted back that they are looking into that case, etc. And they have rectified it. But sometimes when your data set is huge and at that time you use this process, it happens. So now my bootstrapping is done. Okay, I will download my Excel file. Now, when you do bootstrapping, all your indicators will show 000, and other important thing information of R alone will be shown here. Okay. So I will download and export it. I'll put it as bootstrap result. I am going to this process because I need t value. T value I will not get in the PLS algorithm result. T value will not come. T value will come only in the bootstrap result. Again, I have to go to the outer loading where EAT, this thing is there. There I will get all the values. I can copy from there directly.
Matthew, sir?
Yes.
Actually, we have planned for 2 to 4. You're going 4:30, well and good.
Yeah. I'm just finishing. Just wanted to show them how the table is created.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So the bootstrap table is also open. Yeah. Here the value is there, right? So you copy this and put again, you copy the SBN and you put it. And then for the Cronbach alpha values, you go to construct reliabilities in your PLS result. Okay, your PLS result, Cronbach alpha results are there. Just copy that and put it there. I'm done. Once this table is done, we are done for the day. I'll just show you. So because you should also know how to create a table. So creating table, however you feel comfortable, you do it. You can keep one paper as your base model, and then how that person has done it, you can replicate the same process. Or if you find something convenient, you can do it in that way also. So yes, so that's it. So our table for your measurement model is constructed. Right? So your entrepreneurship attitude, EI, PBC, SBN, everything is saved. Just like the results which you find in the measurement model. And then the discriminant validity table, directly you can copy from PLS. It is, see here, directly you copy and do little modification like, the font and the color changes and paste it. So with that, your results is up. So yes, so this is what is there for you, all of you for today. We have done till measurement model. Tomorrow, we will test the structural model, okay, where we will test the hypothesis, we will test the mediation effect, we will test the moderation effect, etc. I hope all of you could follow what we have done so far. I hope it is easy also. It's yeah.
Matthew sir.
Yeah.
You download that video recording and put it in your drive and share it with me link. Many of the participants want to again you want to see that video. So
okay,
could you do it today?
Yeah, I can do it. Once it comes to the MS Office streams, from there I can download it and I'll share you.
Sure.
It will be a large file, okay? Don't expect it to be a small file. It is almost 2 hours, 43 minutes now. So it should be a large file. So
you put it in a drive, sir, better because
yeah, I'll put it in the drive and share you the link. Yes.
Yeah, that will be nice.
Yeah, so that's it, sir, from my side. If there are any questions, I can take it. Or tomorrow also, we will continue.
Participant, do you have any questions? Please raise right now, or you can do practice in your home. If you have any kind of any kind of clarification, you can get to know, like note down. And tomorrow when SAR comes to the picture, you can ask right away. And first 10 minutes going to be a doubt clarification session. So that time you can ask questions. I hope when you started doing that only you come to know that what is the practical difficulty you are facing. And it's a very easy to understand. And only thing is that you do practice. So when I was learned from sir initial stage, I was struggling. Then I used to do that right now. So please try in a home. And if you have any clarification, feel free to text in the group. as well as the tomorrow first admit is going to be a doubt clarification section. So now we are wind upping with your words. Matthew sir, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
All really, I'm telling from my heart that all are very nicely captured that whatever you told. Tomorrow it's going to be again another fruitful section, I hope. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for all the participants.
Thank you so much. Participants, please work on it whenever you have time. I know it is difficult. You have to go back to your home. Home chores are there. Whenever you find time, please do it. I will share the link.
ರಾತ್ರಿ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಆದ್ರೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ನಾಳೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, syllabus ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ sir.